Hello, my name is Roklikiran Ashok from Ahmednagar. Today's date is 10th August 2021. Our today's Viva topic is what is constructor? Constructor in Java. So let's start. We have discussed about the constructor before we are going to modifiers. So there are two types of modifiers: access modifier, non-access modifier. Constructor are including is applicable to access modifiers like public, protected, private, and default constructor. It is not applicable for static, final, keyword, abstract, etc. So we have discussed about the constructor. So constructor is a special type of method. Constructor is a special type of method. The constructor, the class name has the same name as a constructor name. So we have suppose we have created the class name is test, and we have created the constructor you have created the class name is a test, and test is a constructor because of class name is the same as a constructor name. So the main purpose of constructor to initialize the objects in your initialize the objects and their various objects. And constructor is a mainly used in Java because of suppose we have create the class name is a test, and in that case directly constructor to directly call to constructor because of every class as a present in a constructor. So there are various types of constructor like default constructor, parameterized constructor, and parameterized constructor, copy constructor, and user defined constructor. So let's start. We have discussed about one by one. So first of all, default constructor. So default constructor is defined as the we have not passes any parameter, don't have any parameter. It's called as default constructor. So how to initialize, so how to syntax of the syntax of default constructor. Suppose we have create the class name is suppose student, and we have create the constructor. Suppose we have as a programmer, but we have not create the constructor. So in that case, compiler is automatically to create the constructor, its constructor as a default constructor. So default constructor syntax is class student, and class name as the same as a constructor name. So student constructor, it is a default constructor. So suppose we have create the class student. In that class, to suppose student name int string student name, string int string student name, and int student age. So in that case, we have create the main method and call the objects. Suppose student s1 is equal to student new student. So and in that case to output is provided to suppose student age is equal to null 0, and string string student name is equal to null. So in that case, default constructor means its output provided to null and 0. So not parameterize the passes the value in default constructor. So next upon to user defined constructor. To user defined constructor means we have create the, suppose we have as a programmer, and we have create the constructor. Suppose suppose constructor suppose class name is test, and constructor name is as a test constructor. So we have create the constructor, it is a user defined constructor. And then next upon parameterized constructor. So in that case, parameterized constructor is defined as the we have passes them to one or more value at the more passes the one or more value in the parameter in the constructor. It is called as parameterized constructor. So we have create the suppose we have create the we have we have explained the syntax of parameterized constructor. So what is the syntax of parameterized constructor? So we have create the suppose string employee name and string employee company. So it is a passes the two parameters like employee company and employee id and employee name. So it is the syntax of so it is the it is a parameter using parameterized constructor. It is the syntax of parameterized constructor. And then next upon suppose we have created the class name is a student, and we have passed the parameters like student age and student name. So we have passed the value by using simple class as a student, and we have created the main method, and we have called the objects student s1 is equal to new student, and output is provided to student name suppose Ram, and student age is 30. So it is has mentioned to in your mentioned to your class, and to call the objects at that time we have called the method as a class name is a student, and we have provided to output. And then next example we have suppose create the addition. We have multiple constructor are using in parameterized constructor, like we have create the suppose addition method, subtraction method, multiplication method, and division methods. Suppose we have create the addition methods. So that in that case input int a is equal to 10 and int b is equal to 15. So we have called the add method, addition method, and in that case sys out int a plus b, and then we have called the subtraction method, sys out a minus b. And then next call is we have create the multiplication method in sys out a into b, and we have called the division methods a divided by b. So in that case we have various types of method called in one class, and object is created in main method, and we have called the all methods like addition, multiplication, division, and subtraction. And your output is provided to at the depends on your a and b values, a and b in whatever values, because variable name is vary, it depends upon you. We have put this we have put this the variables name whatever. And then next next topic is next type is to copy constructor. To copy constructor means it is defined as the suppose we have create the object 1 and create the object 2, object 2 and class may in class suppose we have create the method suppose addition method, and we have addition in two numbers, and we have called the one object to we have create the second object, and we have copy to one object to second object as the same as a to copy to one object to second object. It is a copy constructor. And then there are various types of ways to copy constructor by using constructor, and by using using the C++ language also. And there next is a difference between methods and constructor. So constructor is defined as the constructor is a non-return type including in void. A method is a return type. And next difference is to initialize the object by using the constructor, and method is not initialize as well as initialize objects, and various class as depends on type of class. And then next difference is method is a constructor is a every class we have every class including as a every class as present in a constructor, and the method is uh, not present in every class. So it is all over about the constructor and their types and the difference between methods and constructor. So thank you so much.